Do not tell secrets to those whose faith and silence you have not already tested. Brass shines as fair to the ignorant as gold to the goldsmiths. A clear and innocent conscience fears nothing. I would rather be a beggar and single than a queen and married. All my possessions for a moment of time. The past cannot be cured. Though the sex to which I belong is considered weak, you will nevertheless find me a rock that bends to no wind. To be a king and wear a crown is a thing more glorious to them that see it than it is pleasant to them that bear it. Fear not, we are of the nature of the lion, and cannot descend to the destruction of mice and such small beasts. Must. Is must a word to be addressed to princes? Little man, thy father, if he had been alive, durst not have used that word. I do not want a husband who honors me as a queen, if he does not love me as a woman. The word must is not to be used to princes. Those who appear the most sanctified are the worst. One man with a head on his shoulders is worth a dozen without. Monarchs ought to put to death the authors and instigators of war, as their sworn enemies and as dangers to their states. God forgive you, but I never can. If thy heart fails thee, climb not at all. A fool too late bewares when all the peril is past. Where minds differ and opinions swerve, there is scant a friend in that company. There is one thing higher than royalty, and that is religion, which causes us to leave the world, and seek God. I know I have the body of a weak and feeble woman, but I have the heart and stomach of a king, and of a king of England too. I do not so much rejoice that God hath made me to be a queen, as to be a queen over so thankful a people. If we still advise, we shall never do. I would rather go to any extreme than suffer anything that is unworthy of my reputation, or of that of my crown. I have the heart of a man, not a woman, and I am not afraid of anything. It is a natural virtue incident to our sex to be pitiful of those that are afflicted. A strength to harm is perilous in the hand of an ambitious head. I pray to God that I shall not live 1 hour after I have thought of using deception. The stone often recoils on the head of the thrower. The end crowneth the work. evil foe can no ways wish me a greater harm than England's hate, neither should death be less welcome unto me than such a mishap betide me. Ye may have a greater prince, but ye shall never have a more loving prince. I do not choose that my grave should be dug while I am still alive. There is nothing about which I am more anxious than my country, and for its sake I am willing to die 10 deaths, if that be possible. God has given such brave soldiers to this crown that, if they do not frighten our neighbors, at least they prevent us from being frightened by them. I shall lend credit to nothing against my people which parents would not believe against their own children. I find that I send wolves not shepherds to govern Ireland, for they have left me nothing but ashes and carcasses to reign over. He who placed me in this seat will keep me here. Though I am not imperial, and though Elizabeth may not deserve it, the Queen of England will easily deserve to have an emperor's son to marry. Where might is mixed with wit, there is too good an accord in a government. A little about Queen Elizabeth I. Elizabeth I, September 7, 1533, March 24, 1603, was Queen of the United Kingdom and Ireland from November 17, 1558 until her death. She is sometimes nicknamed the Virgin Queen, Gloriana, or Good Queen Bess. Elizabeth was the fifth and final monarch of the Tudor Dynasty. She was the daughter of Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn. But her mother was executed 2.5 years after her birth, and Anne's marriage to Henry VIII was annulled, leaving Elizabeth an illegitimate child. His half-brother, Edward VI, became king until his death in 1553, and before dying he ceded the throne to Lady Jane Grey, in defiance of the laws in force at the time and removing Elizabeth and Mary. However, Edward's wishes were ignored, Mary became queen and Lady Jane Grey was executed. In 1558, Elizabeth succeeded her half-sister, although Elizabeth had previously been imprisoned for nearly a year for allegedly supporting Protestant rebels.
Please subscribe to our channel.